We will be focusing on three screens during the demo. The Alluvia portal, which contains some transactions in the queue. Shipstation, where we've created an SAP test store with no transactions. And SAP Business One. So now we will begin by creating two orders within SAP and process them through the Alluvia portal to Shipstation, where we will ship the goods, then send it back through the Alluvia portal and ultimately creating the delivery note along with the tracking information in SAP. Select it by selecting the customer and then the items. Once the items are created, we select the quantity, go to the shipping tab where we can see the shipping address associated with this customer, and then we go ahead and we can add it. Now we go in and create a second order, selecting the customer, the dates, and then go on to selecting the items on this order. For this order, we're going to add two line items, one with a quantity of 2, and the second with a quantity of 1. And we're going to go ahead and add the order. First checking the logistics tab and then adding the order. Now we're switching to the Alluvia portal. We see there's 9 rows here. We're going to go refresh it and the 10th row will come in where we see the new ShipStation order ready to post. And then we're going to refresh it again. And it's going to switch to on posting where we see here. And we're going to see the new order. So now the second of the orders came in ready to post. And the first order is successful. So now we're going to flip to ShipStation. We're going to refresh the screen. And here we see the order that said posted successfully is sitting here in ShipStation ready to process. You select the order. We can see the order details with the ship to information. We can enter the weight, how we want it to ship, brings in the rate, print the label, and it's shipped. And there we see the tracking number ending with 0027. We can now close that order, reload, and now we see the second order sitting in the shipping solution. We're going to leave that there. Now flip back to the Alluvia portal. And we can see both were successfully posted to ShipStation. We will now refresh this screen. And now we see one came in to post back to SAP. But this order has a status of failed. Let's see why. So we're going to drill into the transaction. And now we're going to go into the document process. And we can say, see the reason why it failed. And in this case, it's because there's a missing exchange rate. And that is because the ship date was in a new accounting period and we had not entered the corresponding new exchange rate within SAP. So now I'll go ahead and I'll switch over to SAP because I need to update the exchange rate. So I'll look up the exchange rate. And here it is. I'll expand it. I'm going to select March because that's the period that I need to update. And I'll enter in the exchange rate, update, and I can switch back to the portal and I can see that it's still failed. So I'm going to change it to ready to post, reprocess the order. It says it's on posting and successful. Back into SAP and I see my sales orders delivered is undelivered is 2. And now it changed to 1 and number of open deliveries to 1. So here I can go in, I can see the order that was placed, the logistics tab, and now you'll see there's the tracking number, if you recall, ending with 0027. Now I'm in Shipstation where I will show you the tracking number ending with 0027. And now I will turn it over to Mark to show us how Shipstation can help shipping speed and efficiency, accuracy, and your bottom line, and elevated customer experience.
Perfect. Thank you, Gary, for that. This is Mark here at Shipstation. So what I'm going to dive into, as Gary said, there's shipping speed and efficiency, accuracy, and your bottom line, and an elevated customer experience. So we're aware of this, that we are in the shipping industry, and shipping is often an afterthought of doing business and doing business online. But really, there's a lot of research around this. So Harvard Business Review, for example, states that acquiring a new customer is 5 to 25 times more expensive than retaining an existing customer. So a lot of this, and these are intertwined, that the speed and efficiency, the accuracy, and the experience are all intertwined into keeping your delivery promise to the customer and retaining their business. So with that shipping speed and efficiency, a key part here is going to be looking at how we process things in bulk, how we look at automation within the system. So I'm in Shipstation here. I'm in the same Shipstation instance that Gary was just demoing, and hopefully you can all see what I'm showing here is the Shipstation interface, where I have orders that have imported. They've imported into the system, and because I've set various rules in here, these orders are actually pretty much ready to go. They've all been assigned the key pieces of information they need. If I were to open up one of these orders, you will see that I have got the key things that shipping carriers require. We know who it's going to, and we've validated that address from what the customer has entered. So we know where it's going to, that the address is accurate, it's not missing any data, and whether it's residential or commercial. We know the weight of the product, and this can either come from the original order source through SAP and through Alluvia to us, or you can add this within Shipstation. We know what box size it's in, although that is actually optional for most shipping carriers. And then we also know the service they want to use, and we can map this in. And you can look at various levels of complexity here. It can be relatively simple, where I say, if someone's requested overnight, I'm sending that USPS Priority Mail Express, for example. Or it could be that they've requested an exact service. So if I look at this order, for example, they've requested USPS next day early. Okay, for that means, so UPS next day early, that means UPS next day early. This will be mapped into here. Or we can take this a bit further, and as complicated as you like with these automation rules, within here I can say, if someone's requested a free service and it's less than 16 ounces, then I'm sending it first class mail. If they've requested a free service and it's more than 16 ounces in the subsequent rule, then I also choose how to configure this. Effectively, what we're looking to get to within these rules is that you can have this set up. 90, 95, 99% of all of your orders are effectively ready to go. So you can come in, or you can have somebody come in, especially if you're hiring seasonal labor, you can have somebody come in who doesn't need to make shipping decisions. They press the button, they choose the orders, they can hit this green button straight away and get these 69 labels printed. Or they can open up the sidebar, they can do some bulk updates to change how everything's going to go, and just hit print, and that will print you the labels automatically. You'll get the tracking numbers, and the information, the tracking numbers, the price will be pushed back via Alluvia to SAP Business One, where it will then be all within one system. So this just allows you to work at speed and efficiently. But the next part on top of this that I want to talk about is then accuracy as well. So we have the ability and we have the capability, if you wish to use it, to use Shipstation to do your picking and your packing as well as your shipping. If you're using a different system to pick and pack, or you have a WMS you're using for this, that's absolutely fine. Please feel free to continue to use that. But if you wish to within Shipstation, you can print pick lists. You can also print these packing slips as well. And these can be branded to your brand. And we'll come on to branding as part of that customer experience in a little bit. But a key part here is you'll see I've got a barcode on each of these. This barcode is just this order number in barcode format. So this is why we can use it from both our system, or if you're printing these packing slips from any other system, as long as we have that order number in barcode format, that allows us to then run through a scan-based workflow. So I scan in this order number, it pops up my order. I'm actually running this in scan to verify and print mode. So what it would like from me before it allows me to print this label is to scan either the SKU or the UPC, or actually there's a third one, the fulfillment SKU available that you can use. If you scan those or you manually verify, you can then print the label for this. You'll see also I've got my weight here and the option to use a scale. I don't have a scale connected, but if I did, this would be reading my live weight. And also if you're using more advanced systems, Cubiscans and other dimensionalizers, it can also update the final package size as well. So this system can be scan the barcode, up pops the order, scan the products to confirm they're correct, put it on the scale or dimensionalizer. It will then update the final packed weight and final packed size. And then you hit print, or you can scan a further barcode to print that label. We're just making sure that the right orders are going in the right box to the right people every single time. So making sure that you're hitting those delivery reliability considerations that you have. And again, I mentioned there's a lot of research in this area. PwC research mentioned 46% of customers rank that delivery reliability and accuracy in their top consideration when they're buying online. But we know that sometimes mistakes do happen. And again, research around this from Convey shows that 3 to 5% of deliveries will have an issue. And they cost you on average $5 to handle this query through customer service. But then 83% of those customers who have an issue won't shop with you again if they do. So putting that into really hard numbers there, if you're shipping 10,000 orders, 5% of that is 500 orders. Times that by $5 to fix each of those 500 is $2,500. And on top of that, 83% of those 500 customers won't return to you. So that's 415 lost customers of your orders then. So a lot of what we try to do as well within the system is give you the ability to have that elevated customer experience. And a lot of that comes down to communication. So within Shipstation and within the settings, and this is available to all accounts, you have the ability to set up communication, branding, tracking, and returns. So within here, I can load the branding of my store. Once a shipment is created, I then have the option to send out a tracking page, which will contain my brand information, my customer service number. So there's a couple of things to consider here. Most of you have probably shopped online. I'd venture to say all of you have shopped online. Most of you have probably had the experience where you are then sent a tracking number. Your order has been shipped, says an email. You click on that tracking number and it says something very unhelpful. No details found, awaiting package information, something like that. And you're just on the carrier's page, you're on the UPS page or the FedEx page. Very unhelpful, and actually a significant percentage of people will then contact the merchant to inquire about this and say, where's my order? It says there's no details. So that's more work for you to be handling for getting customers. A simple way to get around this is, when do you send out these emails? Instead of sending it out when the shipping label is created, you can choose to send it out when it first hits the mail stream. So when UPS or FedEx scan it into their system, or USPS puts it through a sorting office, it's then within their system. It has a location, it has an estimated delivery date. That's going to provide a much more pleasant experience for the end customer. In addition, with that branding, you can have your own tracking page as well. So instead of just sending them to the carrier's page, it can send it to your branded page with customer service information about the returns policy, detailed information about what's in the order instead of just that generic UPS or FedEx page, because that link, the tracking link on the tracking page, is the most visited page through the entire e-commerce purchasing process. So you want to be driving people back via links to your website, to custom websites, to your social media pages as well. So we give the option to do that for every shipment going out the door. And then if mistakes do happen, we also want to give the ability to do a quick and seamless return. You can do that from within the system. You can give your customer service agents the ability to create returns within Shipstation. You can send out return labels with every order if you'd like, or you can have a branded tracking portal, a branded returns portal as well. Again, pushing customers back for further purchases while they're going through this returns process. So they need their order number and their zip code. They can look up that order, choose why they're returning something. And this is just internal for you. You can just keep a log of why you're receiving these returns. Turns out the joy of doing something live. I failed to actually send this order out within the system. It would then actually give me a page of how to repackage my order and send them back in, and it would generate a label for them. Or alternatively, what you can do as well is, if you're within the Shipstation system, you can either generate the label as a PDF and send it to them through your customer service portal, or you can have Shipstation automatically email them that returns label. So that was a very sort of whistle-stop tour that we had of kind of how do we speed up shipping, how do we get efficiency going within shipping, how do we make sure that we're accurately shipping, and then how do we make sure we're communicating shipping to our customers.